Imagine pouring your soul into a story for over a decade, only to be told you don't own a single word of it. That was Taylor Swift in 2019. But now, every beat, every lyric, every tear-stained journal entry turned song. She owns it all. And how she got here isn't just a pop fairy tale. It's a cultural revolution. This is the story of how Taylor Swift took back the rights to her life's work, and in doing so, may have changed the music industry forever. In 2005, a 15-year-old Taylor Swift signed a record deal with Big Machine Records, a small label that promised to launch her into country music stardom. And it did. But like most record deals back then, it came with a catch. Big Machine would own the master recordings of all the music she made under them. From her self-titled debut in 2006 to her explosive 2017 album Reputation, Taylor created an empire. But legally, she didn't own the original recordings, the masters of any of it. Think of masters as the blueprint of a song. Whoever owns them decides how the music is used, licensed, streamed, or sold. And in 2019, those blueprints were sold without Taylor's knowledge. The new owner? Scooter Braun, a powerful music manager whose clients included Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande, and someone Taylor had a long public history of tension with. She said she was blindsided, that she'd never been given a fair chance to buy back her work. And worse, she felt her life's art was handed to a man she accused of bullying her for years. For Taylor, this wasn't just a bad business deal. It was personal. Her legacy had been sold like property, while she was still living in it. But she wasn't going to let the story end there. Most artists would have walked away, accepted the loss, moved on. But Taylor Swift? She picked up a pen. In 2019, just months after Scooter Braun bought her masters, Taylor made a bold, almost unheard of move. She announced she would re-record all 6 albums she made under Big Machine. Every lyric, every guitar riff, every tear-stained melody. She wouldn't just write new music. She'd go back in time and reclaim what was already hers. And thus began one of the most defiant and revolutionary acts in modern music history. An artist with global influence and a fiercely loyal fan base, taking back her voice, literally. Fans didn't just support the mission, they became part of it. Swifties boycotted the old masters and streamed only Taylor's version. And with every release, she added new vault tracks. Songs written at the time but never shared until now. Suddenly, the past had a future. Nostalgia became protest. Art became revolution. Fearless, Taylor's version. Red, Taylor's version. Speak Now, and 1989. All debuted at number 1. But this wasn't just about chart topping. This was about agency, about showing a generation of artists that they could own their art too. Because Taylor wasn't just re-recording songs. She was rewriting the rules. This wasn't just a concert. It was a cultural phenomenon. In 2023, Taylor Swift launched the Eras Tour, a 3-hour odyssey through every phase of her career. From country to pop to folk and beyond, every era had its moment. But behind the spectacle was a message. I am not defined by what was taken. I am everything I've made. Every sold-out show wasn't just a ticket. It was a vote, a statement that her art mattered, that reclaiming it was worth it. The Eras Tour wasn't just a financial success. It became an economic engine. Cities reported millions in revenue from tourism, hotels, and local businesses. The Swift effect was real. She wasn't just moving records, she was moving culture. And the louder the applause grew, the clearer it became. Taylor Swift was no longer negotiating for her masters from a place of loss. She was operating from a place of power. With the tour's historic success, she had the leverage, the resources, and the momentum, not just to re-record her past, but to reclaim her future. It didn't happen overnight. But finally, it happened. In a quiet yet historic deal, Taylor Swift bought back her masters, not from Scooter Braun, but from Shamrock Capital, the private equity firm that had acquired them after Braun's controversial sale. And this time, she did it on her terms. Outright, she said. No strings attached, no partnership, full autonomy. She didn't just buy back songs, she bought back decades of dreams, music videos, album art, photography, even unreleased tracks. She called it a business deal for Shamrock. But for her, it was the return of something sacred. My memories and my sweat and my handwriting, she wrote. The best things that have ever been mine finally actually are. After years of battling for her voice, even after reclaiming her past, she now owns it all. Not every chapter has been rewritten yet. 2 albums remain untouched by the Taylor's version magic. Her boldest, most vengeful work, 2017's Reputation and the one that started it all. Her 2006 self-titled debut, Taylor Swift. Re-recording Reputation hasn't been easy. Swift admitted she's not even a quarter through it. Because that album wasn't just music. It was a mood, a moment, a manifesto forged in fire. She kept hitting a stopping point, she said. Maybe because you can't just replicate rage, you have to feel it again. And then there's the debut. Her very first songs, written in spiral notebooks and sung into empty rooms. That album is finished, just waiting in the wings. Taylor said, maybe one day those 2 albums can still have their moments to re-emerge, when the time is right. But now, it's no longer about reclaiming what was lost. It's about celebrating what's hers, on her own time and on her own terms. And when that door finally opens, we'll be ready. Taylor Swift didn't just fight for her music. She ignited a movement. Her battle over ownership turned a private industry conversation into a global debate. Master recordings, once hidden behind legal jargon, are now mainstream vocabulary. Why? Because Taylor made the stakes emotional, personal, and public. In her letter, she wrote, "Every time a new artist tells me they negotiated to own their master recording because of this fight, I'm reminded how important it was. From record label boardrooms to bedroom producers, the ripple effect is real. More artists now walk into deals with open eyes, asking the right questions and demanding the rights they deserve. This isn't just about Taylor. It's about the next generation. It's about ownership, autonomy, and the idea that your voice, literally and legally, should belong to you. So if you've ever written a song, painted a canvas, filmed a scene, know this, your art matters. And thanks to voices like hers, it's never been clearer. You can own your dreams.